Okay there, hello there. Hello, my name is Jarek, I'm the Archon Studio CEO, and welcome to our bi-weekly, and we'll stay like that. Ask me anything. We just finished campaign a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so we all still feeling it. It was nice, right? So thank you for that. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our company. So my voice is not there yet. Excuse me, I have to hydrate. Yeah, as always, I've got a few slides ready for you. I'm gonna go through the questions from chat as well. So if you have any specific question, please drop it straight away. One of the first questions is here. The question is whether the shipping started on 2nd of April. I can confirm that Green Logistics sent out today almost 3,000 parcels, and so that's great. They all are European, and then they will obviously continue tomorrow and after tomorrow as well. So not after tomorrow. After tomorrow is Saturday, so nothing will go out. However, tomorrow and so on. I think we're gonna be clearing this this wave quite quickly. What's the plan? We don't know yet what's the plan of finishing shipping, so we don't know the dates when exactly the shipping will finish yet. That's something to align with, you know, with reminding stock to arrive, and then with Green Logistics to push them out, at least to Europe. One of the questions was in the last update. It says Wave 2 shipping will happen within a couple of months. That is correct. We order it, everything what needed to be done. The other portion of this question is that from China or within EU. I think this is mainly from China. We're still having some problem with Swedish language. Apparently, you know, the story is quite long about the translations for books. We did try, like, you know, 3 different companies in the last few years, and there's always something. And we have some problem now with the Swedish translation. Although it's not that bad, I think it's just a few things which needs to be clarified and fixed. But that means that everything which goes with the Swedish language, they need to go at the same time. All the languages needs to be manufactured at the same time. Otherwise, the cost will be just like huge to make a specific language for the small quantities. For those of you who never work at the printing houses or printing companies, it's like when you print the book, you have those printing plates, and each of the printing plates is basically a graphic, and the last one is the text, black text. So when the printing starts, when you finish one text, you just replace one plate instead of every single plate. Now, replacing those plates, if I record correctly, is around about $1,000 per plate. There's 5 of them or 6 of them anyway, so every time when the manufacturing to be set up, this is the cost. So yeah, you can imagine. So most of the cases, whenever you run production, needs to be at least majority of languages, so you have to wait for that one to be fixed. But yes, this is a few months. And the last portion of this question was, will all Wave 2 languages backers receive the game before it goes to retail too? This one could be tricky, because I know we order it with this batch, also additional copies just for the retail, and they might be coming at the same time on a boat, although I don't think the retail is gonna get faster whatsoever. It is because the quantity for the second wave is not that large. My expectation is that the what's the name? The Green Logistics will push them out before we receive any of the retail copies. Okay, next one. For DNL caves, could we get 2 sets of woven stonework, like with the railroads? It's a good call. It's a good question. That we have to leave it for survey once we have a survey out. So I'm hoping next week. Then we will see what exactly your recommendations are for a pledge manager and what we should add in the pledge manager, and we will do it accordingly. So wait with those questions or basically suggestions for the survey. That'll be great. I mean, you can drop here because that will also give us some idea what to do. But please remember that survey is the best way to convince us and the team to add some bits. Okay. Are there any models, heroes, and units for from Stronghold that we can see? I am only able to share with you what is approved. What is not approved, I am unable to share. There's lots of things in the background done. I do have some from Conflux to show you, at least 2 arts. So stay tuned for that. I won't be able to show you no models at this stage. I think we haven't even started sculpting the models anyway, and that will happen. The sculpting will be initiated in June, I believe. Was there much celebrating? Congrats on the topping of the crowdfunding campaign charts. Yeah, it was actually not much. Like, you know, it's the real campaign actually starts after campaign because you have to deliver. That's what many people forget about, and real work really, because, you know, selling stuff is one thing, and then actually making it and delivering it, that's the real task. Okay, so you know crowdfunding, right? There's lots of companies which sold stuff, but not many of them, you know, also the lots of companies which never deliver stuff. So we will celebrate, and the proper celebration will be, and always the proper celebration happens after we finish shipping and after we start seeing and receiving feedback from you. The first celebration will be with Deus Lair, because Deus Lair is about to be finished shipping out. So that will be the first celebration. So yeah, but it's a great result, obviously, for the company and for the team, especially for the team. I think, you know, the level of confidence in the campaigns and what they do actually, you know, goes up. So that's great. Hello everyone. Hello Jarek. Damian. Hello Damian. So regarding the caves, if you made a pledge and got charge X, can you change pledge level to another one? Let's say from Kings of Mountain, the lower one. That's some add-ons, so it is around the X. My team will be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but the way how everything works is once we open the pledge manager, you'll be able to do all the adjustments. It's like whatever you paid, it will be changed into credits, and then you will be able to spend those credits. What I know for sure, you won't be able to do anything in like smaller pledges, so lower the pledges. But as long as you go around it the same or above, then it should be all fine, all good. So you're not locked basically to a pledge you selected during the campaign. When we will have the caves, I don't know. My target is Christmas, just before Christmas. I wish to get that before Christmas, maybe even a little bit faster. I don't know. The Deus Lair was planned for Christmas, and we needed additional 3 months to finish it off. But Deus Lair was a complicated project, absolutely a huge and complicated project, and this is why we're gonna be celebrating for sure once the last parcel is out. So when I should receive mail from Green Logistics? Well, I am unable to answer any of those specific questions about yourself or, you know, a specific backer, I can only tell you that the green logistic is packing and shipping, and that's the process basically. So we think we needed like 3 or 4 months to get everything shipped out from them. So we are in April. I hope we'll finish by the end of the April. Although I need to get all the data from Green Logistics, and they've been slow in last week. I mean, last week was the holiday week in Poland. This week also is shorter. Monday was bank holiday, so nobody was actually working. I'm trying to get all the data from them about the shipping and the amount of parcels they're getting out of the door and such, just to judge for ourselves when this will be over, when the shipping will be over. But look, it's just a few weeks away, literally a few weeks away. Well, Jakub just clarified about the Swedish books to manufacture. They were corrected, yes. That is a good question. I think it was not. I think it was Michał's idea about doing the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 board game. It was complicated to get in touch with Ubisoft, by the way, and especially for this license. So I did a few already videos about licensing, and it is extremely complicated because you have to be at the right time, at the right place, and actually send email to the right person. So 3 very important factors. If you miss any of them, forget about it. So either, for instance, if the licensor is busy with developing some other games from this IP, or you know they do something else, or the team is not there because team is busy or allocated, or team's resources allocated to other projects, you're not gonna get anything done. So that's for sure, you're not gonna get the license basically. Same if you go and gonna knock the wrong doors, and it's not gonna happen neither. So it's really a lot of hard work, that's for sure, but also a little bit of luck. A little bit of luck it's needed there. So the idea was came from Michał, and he managed to get in touch with Ubisoft, and that was when we started this one. And to be honest, I don't think anyone, and if somebody tells you otherwise, is not telling the truth. I don't think anyone in the company knew or understood the success of Heroes 3, right? So it is large. It's the biggest campaign we had in this company ever. One of the biggest, I think, on the Kickstarter back in 2 years now. Well, not 2 years, but you know what I mean. Back then when we ran it. So yeah, it was actually quite interesting experience, and it still is. We're still delivering it. Hi, Mike. Yeah. Once we got the survey out, just make sure you guys give us these ideas. Those things like rail tracks, that's for sure. I think we're gonna do a separate bit. Yeah. Okay, maybe we can go through quickly some slides. Through slides. So what's today? What's on the agenda today? So a little bit of development and shipping update. That will be more verbally. I will show you a couple pictures. New stuff. Yes, new stuff. Those shipping update. We are about to finish. I hope this week. If not, it should be early next week, and that's it. Those is out of the door. Another campaign close, and I have some sprues, by the way, for caves to show you, and then I'm 3D because we work on those things, and then Master of Orion is at the end. So we're going to start. Let's start with AMA, as always. AMA. Are there any plans for second Encounters project? Not at this stage, and neither is planned for next year. Next AMA, I would like to focus on what's the on this next year agenda. So what we want to do. Some things I will be able to show you. Some things I won't be able to tell you, like IP products or IP things. But I want to show you what exactly you may expect it from us for the next at least 18 months. Are you happy? Is the team happy? Should be proud. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, we are. We always happy. It's a great successful campaign. Team is also, the morale is boosted. Experience gain. So that's the most important bits, and as I said just at the beginning, is just now it's real task to get this one delivered on time or even before. So this is where team needs to really shine. Yeah. So any chance to get the deep mines in crystal? This carnage gets translucent red. I think yes, but this is the one which we will need survey, and we will need to see how many people are gonna be wanting this. You can see my. So we always speak about the stuff you create, but what is the goal for the Archon itself in 2024-25? Which machines, upgrades will happen in the factory? The biggest task for this year, for 2024, is to move the factory to new building. We're still waiting for all the permits to move into the new place. But offices might move a little bit quicker than the machines. Machines will have to wait for the turn, which is gonna be probably June, July, about that time. So that's the biggest task. For the machines, for everything, like just to make sure that everything is set up and is running up and running. I'm a little bit scared of this. It's gonna be a big task, really big challenge. From my experience, from a past work, it is always something goes wrong, and it is always something, especially it's a new building, so it's not tested yet. So everything might go wrong, like might have power cuts and stuff. So yeah, that's the biggest challenge. And I think for 2025 challenge, it is about our own IPs. It's about our own games, which I want to really talk about. Not so much about the external, not so much about the other IPs we have in our portfolio. So that would be a huge step and into moving out of how to say that one, moving into something new and really challenging. So that's for 2025. So there is a Chrono Shard or Starsight, how we call it. There is Titanomachy, that's 2, and the third one is definitely the miniatures range next year. So we have 3 projects which are solo projects for our own stuff and our own IPs, nothing to do with third-party IPs, which might go differently. So yeah, I hope they're gonna be performing well. So great job on the campaign, thank you. What's the percentages you see seeing between the Prismacast and the non-painted pledges? We have like initial data. So Rocky, we're looking at almost 50-50, right? For demonic caves, we see a little bit more of a pre-painted, and then definitely more for the belly of the beast. And then as you can see, it goes almost 50-50 with other sets. So that's the numbers. Those numbers will probably change because they are just from basic info we got from Pledge Manager, which means there will definitely people going to be selecting other stuff and things. And then yeah, so here you have it. I did initially, when I did the calculation for the campaign, I thought it's going to be 50-50 because I was only guessing. We had no data to back this one up, so it was just pure guess. And yeah, we almost hit that number, so 50-50, which is actually great. which is really great. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, I was expecting 50-50, but it's great to see the number actually hit, so yeah. Any chance of doing the scales and tails tavern in a Prismacast? You mean this? Yes, that's for sure. That's the only that's part of kind of refresh line idea. We want to do it. We would like to have a lot of pre-painted terrain. Thing is, we need to make sure that we have a capacity for everything. So the number one priority now is the caves game farm campaign to be delivered on time, and then we will see how much capacity it's going to be taking this one out of the pre-painting machine, and then allocate some of this capacity for retail. But yes, the short answer is yes. Longer, complicated. Will the crystal stretch goals be available in other color plastic as add-on, please? I don't think we're gonna be able to do much different variations of colors because of the changeover color. It's much more difficult than you will find with normal plastic. Everything needs to be flushed out, and the cylinders, the injection machine cylinders needs to be clean and such. So that's the thing, and I don't think there will be a requirement of volume for that. So I would say no at this stage. Will the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 art book be sold in the future? It will be only sold if we're gonna go back on any type of a crowdfunding. It's not gonna be sold. I think we said it's gonna be available through that, so no in retail. But you probably can buy one off eBay or something. For DNL 7 miniatures campaign, can you please include assets of any animals? Horses, cow, bull, donkey, sheep, pig, eagle pack of hyenas, lion, and so on. Dinosaurs. I'm not convinced on that. I'm really not convinced on that. But we're going to plan what exactly in this campaign. Thinking maybe June, July this year. Yeah, maybe in August. So we will ask you. We'll see how many people would like to have, get those things as well. And then if there's gonna be enough people wanting it, we will do it. Caves. There was some confusion in Deusle about how many different weapon options some multi-part models were supposed to have. Okay, for the creatures packs in caves, is there plan to have a different head and weapons for each mini? Okay, yeah, they're gonna be much more. So this time around, for caves and for the miniatures packs, we want to make them much more multi-pose, as they're supposed to be multi-pose. So if you see a model with a sword, you might expect that there's going to be at least 5 swords, and not like 1 or 2 arms only. And same for the heads. I believe only the bodies will be less multi-posable, because otherwise we're going to have to cut on a ridiculous number of pieces, which is not always good. But we want to make much more multi-posable, let's call it that way. So yeah, please expect more variations. Okay, before I move there, I just want to go through some questions here from chat. The Bungie, I can tell you I got my Deusle pledge and it feels amazing. Managed to assemble Tarask and the airship so far. You still got 400 minis. Yes, I do have. Just this one and one more. Oh no, this one, but and yeah. One more from the last one. Will Deusle shipping be completed this week or next week? Team, I asked team to complete this week. So this means today and tomorrow, roughly. But I don't think they're gonna be able to push that 400 parcels. I don't know how many parcels were shipped out today. I think 200 something. So I would say maybe Monday, Tuesday next week. What would you process if I wanted to sell your products in retail? You may go to our page, archon-studio.com, go to the contact form, and just fill in the contact form, and our sales team will contact you. We have 3 team members in our sales team, so they will be able to help you out. Will you do the Kickstarter for Stronghold and Conflux? The last Kickstarter campaign was really fun and to be part of. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. The first wave of retail orders is promising, so we don't know yet. But stay tuned for more news. I mean, lots of people think that that's the great idea and we should go that way. I think so as well, but it's not always the idea for the long-term support of the game. If you know what I mean, yeah. Long-term support of the game would be we will release a expansions after expansion, which would then mean that we can have like long-term releases. Which is in fact the support of the game. Oh, something I wanted to tell you. We did that many years ago for other games, and for this game, what I want team to do is also have like a free releases, free elements, which are basically PDFs. You can download it with different scenarios, campaigns, and such. So this is where we also going to need your support and support of fans and such to give us ideas what we should do. What we should do, what kind of campaigns, or if you actually use the campaign build your system and then you have something great, you know, some great ideas, let us know. We will do that. We will release that. No, the question, if I haven't already received the email from Green Logistic, does that mean that my package wasn't on the second ship? No, it doesn't work like that. The Green Logistics is they're not gonna be able to process like everything in one go. So it's they do that in batches. So even if they're gonna get like 10,000 games from us or whatever, 20,000 games of that, they're not sending out 20,000 emails. They will send a amount of emails. So that's the data I need from them, just to have, you know, better understanding about the process. Because it's not as they described before, so that's the things I need answers, and yeah. So what they do usually when they have a X amount of parts ready to be shipped out and whatever, they send emails plus some more emails. I'm guessing now, but I think they should be at least, if they're sending 1,000 parts a day, I think at least 4,000 emails. They should be sending 4,000 emails. At least that 1,000 to go out, and then 3,000 to to get the addresses correctly and some stuff. So yeah, but really don't panic. It's just a few weeks away from everything being out. Hey there. What was behind the pricing of Heroes of Might and Magic 3? 300 for the everything plus Shadowed seems very low, especially for the amount of stuff and the quality you get. Welcome to Archon Studio, I would say. We price this game, I think, accordingly to the market's demand. Although if we go for the reprint somehow, we might be looking at the prices slightly different, but we planned this campaign 2 years before it was started, and we collected all the manufacturing prices and we put the markup that we thought is realistic and fair. So the Archon team have a habit of sneaking new items to retail without them being made available prior with campaign. Items like Stronghold or the Tavern. Do we have anything to look forward to? Yeah, Martin keeps coming back constantly about new tools. He wants new tools for retail. You might expect some. Yes, you might expect some. I'm not gonna be saying what, but I think maybe I will say. The thing I would like to have is extension to the current set. So if you have the current set, we can pack the current set plus add some additional sprues, mix them and add additional sprues of the same team, which you would not normally get through campaign, and then get them into retail. Do you plan to have more half walls terrain? Will there be some proposed in the pledge manager? Only from the things we said we will do it. So I think we will do it. The Wargaming, right? We said, and then the Pathfinder sets. Although I still don't have any info from Paizo about it, whether they're okay with it or not. Right. Oh, that's a good one. About the Heroes 3, the board game, one of the only bad reviews that often comes back is about the rulebook, is the update of this one planned. Yeah, it will be. So, because of the scale of these projects, because of the timeline, and and the huge amount of work that needed to be put into this game, it's huge. Right, it needed to be done first of all on time, which it will always suffer a little bit of quality. I mean, let's face it. The triangle, right? So either is a cost, quality, or time, and we needed to choose I'll lean it a little bit towards time more than on the quality, especially in the quality on the book. I mean, any other component obviously is great and such, but the rulebook will needed more time. And then if you take in this, if you think about that one, that we have to then translate it to like 6-7 languages and so on, we would definitely, if we follow the normal steps of getting this at least 3 passes through technical writer, we wouldn't be able to even ship today. Probably it wouldn't be even in the manufacturing yet. So that would be probably different discussion with Kickstarter backers, and they're gonna be probably raging. Would be probably raging, waiting for the game. The book. At some point when we're gonna do like second edition, which probably gonna be just reprint with updated rulebook. So yes, we will plan to do that. Although I think there is also nice community work being done on Board Game Geek with the replacing some things differently in the rulebook. So that's great also. And if the community is going to be happy with that, maybe in the future we will do that. We will use this work if possible, obviously, if they're okay with that one, to restructure the book itself. That's what I say. To defend my team. Yeah, but there's many games out there which went out and they needed the book to be version 2, version 3, version 4. The good thing is that there's not much then to be done on the FAQ side of it, and there are no things yet which the people who play your community have spotted that something is on the game breaking. So that's great. That's absolutely great, especially for the size of this project. Now, the thing is that the book is big, large, and some things are difficult to find. But they are in the book. You will find them, but they're difficult to find. So, by the way, somebody actually created the ChatGPT, a companion or support thingy, which allow you to ask some questions, and they will tell you where exactly in the book you will find that answer. That's a great thing. But yeah, we will do at some point something. So thanks for your question. Jarek is saying, I proved that. It's not about proofreading. Maybe, you know, we will always find some things. I think the structure of the rulebook itself required a little bit of work. I can, you know, I can say a few more words about it. The technical writing, which is needed for manual, is completely different from writing rules. Okay, so the technical writing it's really needed for every single game you will do, only because the technical writer understood the way how people actually consume the knowledge from the book and how to basically teach them step by step how to play the game. Right now, what we really found with this book, and most of the comments which are coming from the book is actually not very well structured, is from people who are less experienced with the board games. For those of ones who play more board games, more complicated board games, there's no problem in the book. Yeah. So I think what we missed as opportunity and kind of realization that the book needs to go through in-depth technical writing in order to introduce this book to beginners, board gamers. Okay, so that's what we miss. So as I said, we will be working on that one as well. When we going to get some lasers to go along with the dungeons? We do that. Lasers is actually Prismacast, but no, I think we have to do some pre-painted terrain. It needs to have more purpose, just RPG. I'm not telling much, but that's what it is. That's a good call, Charlie. Would Archon be willing to sponsor a contest of some sort to spur fan creation of new scenarios? For sure. That's something we should do on the Board Game Geek. So, yeah. That's what I want. Yes, Piotr, thank you. So Piotr question was, do you plan to release more heroes as expansion packs later in the future? I think that's the that's for the future. That's for the support, long-term long support for the game will require that to give you more heroes, and then that will allow you to shift a little bit meta when you play the game. Yeah. Having played Warhammer for years, I'm sure the Home 3 rulebook is work of perfection in comparison. Will there be a possibility to buy additional sets of faction minis? So the only one way to buy anything which was advertised as as the crowdfunding, it will be only on, if we're gonna take this one to crowdfunding again, it's gonna be only through crowdfunding. That's it. Yep. You have here. So, as mentioned, I'm only able to show you things which are approved. In this case, we work on arts for heroes. And from Conflux, we have already 2 heroes to show you. There will be obviously more to show you, but I think is still in a approval process, so you can see the quality of heroes here. Now, from the that's the thing I wanted to talk about with you a little bit, just to tell you what's going on. We got the logo approved for the Heroes of Might and Magic Battles. So what's Heroes of Might and Magic Battles, you will ask? It's the it's a rank and file, a game which going to be available next year. It's a miniatures game, large scale battles, miniatures being 32mm scale. We have Andy Chambers and Jervis Johnson working on the rules along with our team. So that's quite interesting, and I think this is going to be something I'm waiting for, really, because I'm the wargame guy in this company. I don't know how many of you are going to be interested in this one, but we got finally logo done, logo approved. I'm happy to show you that. And we should be able to start feeding you with some news about it. I think maybe by the end of the year or something. So yeah, that's gonna be totally cool, I think. Just the other reminder, which I had it last time, is about this. There is a show in Poland called Pyrkon in Poznań. So if you from abroad, you can fly over. There's about 20-25,000 people going through the door. We plan to do a tournament there. We plan to do a tournament for Heroes 3. One will be the video tournament, which is done with CD Action. CD Action is the company in Poland. They do lots of things around video games. So let's call them video games reviewers mainly. But with them and Pyrkon, we plan to do dual tournament, one for the video game and second one for the board game. There will be chance to actually play the game before the tournament itself. So if you join us at our stand, I'm pretty sure you will find the spot. It is away. It is far away. I think it's basically June, 15th of June. So for those of you who still waits for parcels, don't worry. You're gonna get that one, and you will have chance to play the game before the tournament. So yeah, 15th of June between 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock at Pyrkon, and here are the places. We might need to do sign-ups just in case, and I think something we have to do it now, just to see how many people wants to participate in a tournament. We don't want to have, it's going to be too many, then it's going to be problem for us logistically to sort it out. But then there will be some spots left just in case for the ones which we, will be joining us at the trade show. So what do you think, how many models per site for an average game of home battles? Depending on the faction, depending on what you really want to play, because it's not gonna be the way type of rank and file you would see from Warhammer. I don't want this. I want to give you more freedom in playing and structuring your army. If you want just a Dragon's army, go for it. Is your heroes, start the Dragons. Are you going to win with this army? I don't think so, because it will require basically kind of balanced army, so mix of everything. But yet it's gonna be great fun to play. So it still depends how you want to play it. Play it for fluff, right? So it might be from 5-6 models, big one, and you have to bear in mind the dragons, everything will be on scale, so they're gonna be large dragons, not small one, large, not like from the board game one. And if you want to play, I don't know, 100 Skeletros army, go for it. No one is gonna stop you on that one. So it really depends on your playstyle. Yeah. I think it's gonna be more. The question is about the home battles intended to be inspired on the whole series or more specific to Age 3. I think entire series. What is absolutely amazing is that I did show you a few slides already in previous presentation, but the Ubisoft was doing kind of refresh on the Heroes Might and Magic factions. That's including also new heroes and such, so they're really up to date. When I say up to date, it means if we're going to make models one-to-one to what we've been supplied in terms of arts and concepts, they're gonna be on pair, which is what is out there. So they're gonna be on pair of on GW products, at least sculpting wise. But then we have an option even to use elements from other Heroes series and add into this one as well. So we could be very selective about it. Yeah. Okay. Right. That was like, it's great to see pictures of receiving parcels. I know there's a bunch of you, small bunch of you, still waiting for it to be to write. I mean, the quick reminder, we're still kind of on time because we meant to start shipping in April. It is April, or actually in May. So you're gonna get your parcel definitely before the May. Total count was 5362. We shipped 4913, and this is what's left basically. This is data from GameFound. So just a little bit more parcels left to be out. I believe this number includes this number here. This is the number which is basically solid pledges. We did have like $1 pledges and such, which they never turn into normal pledges. So yeah, but that's solid parcel pledges, large parcel pledges. So this is what is happening, and it's finishing. And once this is out, like next week, I'm definitely gonna be ad rating, because it was a extremely changing project. From engineering point of view, from manufacturing point of view, we have never done so many tools for the project. By the way, I'm thinking total that we have 66 tools done for this project. So you can see now you can feel it, and it's not, they were not simple tools, by the way. I mean, all of those tools you see here, all of those tools were extremely complicated, large tools with miniatures of different size and shapes. So engineering wise and cutting wise and everything around it, it's really completely different league. And I really needed to have this type of project, because otherwise the team wouldn't be getting any new experience. That was the number one priority. And why are we doing this, and what's the master plan? The master plan is and was and always is to release a war game, whether our own IP next year's or other IPs next year's. Yeah, and to do that, we need to make sure that we have internally all the processes, and we know how to do it basically. Yeah, because there is no chance. Wargaming is slightly different than miniatures, I believe, like D&D miniatures. in Wargaming you have only one chance, really, because expectations are extremely huge. Yeah, and without having, you know, without having this process in house, without delivering to the expectations, we will be probably investing tons of money into Wargame, and then that will be dead on arrival, which we don't really want it. So I'm really happy to actually say that you know, the team did a great job, and many of the sprues, especially the latest ones, I would even get confused with GW, by the way. This is how great the this is how far the team pushed the skill. Yeah, so that's great. That is great. How's the post campaign recovery and all the works that follows? You can tell by me, basically. I don't look very well today. I'm still feeling campaign. I'm still living campaign. And I'm still kind of, I need a little bit more weeks, a few more weeks to chill and go back to normal. Campaign, every single campaign is extremely stressful. I keep saying the same to my team, to you guys. Any type of campaign is like open heart surgery, where you have to make a seriously difficult decisions during campaign, and every single decision is costly and stressful. Okay, and you have to be very active and very proactive. So it's really a lot of stress and a lot of work. Yeah. So the post-recovery or post-campaign recovery takes a little bit of time. It's not like it will go away after a week. Definitely excited time, because it was the biggest campaign for those. Not for those, for Dungeons and Lasers. And even more exciting times because we finally have a process, a nice process, pre-painted process. So deploying that technology was the my target, my personal target, to get that. Yeah. Hey man, just literally a couple of days, just a few days. Okay, Deus Lair. Oh yeah, maybe, but it's not always great and whatever. We might have a little bit of problem here. This is one of the arms for the model, and it's for the golem model. I've seen this picture or similar picture pops out here and there on Facebook, and we might have a problem. We don't know what the scale of the problem is currently, but you have other arms for this model. This literally never happened like to the scale I can see it right now. We had like long time ago, I remember, we had like one horse which wasn't a fully cast, so we needed to send some replacement. But this might goes into hundreds, even 200. So if you assemble your miniature and if you have this problem and you really need this arm, send us an email. We will send you replacement, good replacement. I know for a fact this is a fault on manufacturing. So what happened here? That bit there is not fully cast, so plastic is missing here. So it shouldn't be like this. So yeah, I mean, I knew it will happen at some point. Okay. As I said, Deus Lair was 66 tools, and yeah, but that's actually, let's say, the experience taken from that one is we have new process in place. So it should be much more, the process should be much more robust now, and let's call it a miscast proof than before. But again, if you have this problem with Golem, and if you intend to use this arm, send us an email. And if you have this obviously problem, send us an email to customer service and we will send you a replacement. That's not a problem whatsoever. Yeah. So that's for the Deus Lair. Master of the Universe Battleground. I did mention that one to you, that this is going to on the game found. So we're going from the campaign to campaign. This campaign is planned to run in May. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's maybe check some questions. I think you need to chill a little bit more time to build up to 10,000 subs on the channel. That would be great. 10,000 would be great. Skirmish games feel like the way to go these days. And 45-60 minutes. We do have a skirmish game, and this game you can see here. This is roundabout skirmish game, which yes, it is within that range. I don't know whether this is a fit for Heroes of Might and Magic, because we do have kind of skirmish version of the game itself, because there you got then battlefield expansion there with the miniatures. You play miniatures, so it's kind of skirmish game when you have a number of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 to 10 miniatures, and it takes around about 45 to 60 minutes. But what is missing really like large scale game. Yeah. There's demand for that as well, I think. That's true. I mean, I totally agree that some of us don't have the stamina for 2-4 hours games anymore. You know what? Maybe I would say that I would disagree a little bit. It's all depend how and you know how the game is engaging you, how the game is engaged, you know, how you are engaged in the game itself. I totally hate the system of I go and then with my entire army and you go with your entire army. It takes 45 minutes to 1 hour of you moving miniatures models, and I'm sitting there and my level of excitement is going down every single minute, because you know I'll have to wait for you to finish thing. So I think the games, in my opinion, games should be, and especially Wargaming, it doesn't matter scale, doesn't matter really on scale, whether it's a huge scale, small scale, it should be much more engaging. Like literally, we both have to engage constantly in that game. So you know, you move a bit, I move a bit, you make attack, I do my stuff, and you know, this is where the time goes by very quickly during the game. You don't even realize you play 2 hours game, and so on. Yeah, so we played today Master of Orion, so the board game which we currently working on. And what I can tell you is the game is based on action system, so kind of you have one action to do, and then the next player is doing its own action, and it goes around the table. There was no moment in that game when I felt like, oh Jesus, I have to wait for my turn, because you know everybody do the actions, and then some of the actions interact with my actions, and I have to do some reaction, like there is a combat and things. And even then, if I do my action, I need to think about another action. So when the other player is doing his action, I've got my thinking time, and there is no like, you know, I'm gonna be sitting here and playing with my phone and waiting for somebody, you know, past the player talking to me. So that is great, and I think that's how wargaming should be played. Yeah, and then if you have this system in place, I don't believe you will suffer from this, Jesus, this game is too long. You know, it is if you have to wait 2 hours for your move or 1 hour for your move, you know, then nah. You know, that used to be great in 90s, I think. So then I really think it's all about how you interact with the game. The other thing is setup of the game. That's true, because setup of the game could be lengthy, but there is also few ways around it. Yeah, especially about, I don't want to say too much about the rules with playtesting and trying, but especially around your reinforcement phases, kind of. So, you know, how we can start the game faster. because it takes 45 minutes to set up the game. Okay, so half set up now, half set up during the game. Right? Use the reinforcement rule, because then allows you to start the game much quicker, much faster, and then everything which would be kind of normal setup time before the game starts, is shifted into the core mechanic of the game. Yeah. I'm always surprised GW games are still on I Go You Go, with how modern the company has become in the other eras. I think is I used to work for a corporation, and I know very well that there's, if you're going to make this decision, there are going to be a number of managers, and different level of managers they're going to say no, don't do that because it's too risky. Okay, so have this discussion about GW manufacturing process, because imagine that GW is still using software from 90s, right? They have a software which is called Copycat, works perfectly. I mean, I hope it still, but that's what they use, and they're gonna keep using it. And the question is, why they're not going to do anything modern? And the answer is, if somebody decide to do that, and if that won't go very well, it might cost at least 2-3 weeks or maybe 1 month of delay of releases. Now, how much is it money wise? Take £5 million sales last year and divide into 12 months. This is how much a single month costs you of releases if you don't have those releases. I don't believe anyone in such a corporation will make a call of, hey, let's make a big change to our process, and so on. And I think the same goes to the rules. There's so many people who really enjoy I Go You Go, and I'm talking here about, let's say, 80% of players who just play for fun and they don't care. I just want to put my dudes on the table, freshly painted dudes on the table, roll my dice, and let's enjoy it. Is it enjoyable as much as other systems? I don't think so. But then it might be enjoyable from the point of view of, I play my Space Marines. I love my Space Marines. I play my Orcs. I play my Necrons, right? So yeah. I agree. Lots of the Ring game does really well to keep the players focused and engaged. I totally agree on that one. I know this is one of the system which was released, and it takes by the surprise GW in terms of sales and everything else. Jordan Sorcery, there's a YouTube channel, Jordan Sorcery. He's doing great interviews with ex-GW managers across the board, like from CEO to designing team and Black Library writers and such. And there is one of the topic which they discussed and was about the Lord of the Rings and how big impact was actually to the company and what they realize about the Lord of the Rings. And this is like good interesting thing that they put all the eggs into one basket, which was called IP product, and then all of a sudden they realized 3 days later, hey, we don't have nothing to release, we just released everything. And what now, and there was no planned obsolescence and everything in. Yes, speaking about the planned obsolescence, have you guys seen what they did to the Age of Sigmar? Anyway, let's move on. Here we go, the King Keys, new miniature for the King Keys, which is gonna be part of the campaign. Here we have a Lady Slither. So that's 2 of minis I want to show you today, and then the target date of 15th of May on the Game Found. And by the way, I'm not sure whether I show you this. Have you seen this, bro? If not, and my team probably gonna kill me, maybe I shouldn't be showing you this. But that is King Keys and Tyrantisaurus. I hope I pronounced this one correctly. Yeah. Yes, I had discussion with my friend the other day about the bases, and he was asking question, why are you making these bases? Why are you not making flat bases for your miniatures? And I said, because we have to make this, you know, extra mile comparing to competition, and that's why we spending and designing the bases. Okay, so that is for Masters of the Universe Battleground. As I mentioned, target date for the launch of the campaign is 15th of May on GameFound. It is gonna be in USD, United States dollars, and finally we can ship it to North America, Australia, New Zealand, and so on, so on, so on. So yeah, new life. This game is getting new life. Okay, caves. We've been working on caves, by the way. So team is actually still sculpting stuff. Yeah. Excited that the team is working with Jarvis Johnson and Andy Chambers. Love Andy's work on Drop Fleet Commander. Yep, I did like it. I mean, it's a shame that the game disappeared. It's really a shame that the company disappeared. I know that TT Combat is doing now it. Not to the degree or the level of what we what I think, but the Hawk Wargames disappeared. And fun fact is, we started the business almost the same time as Hawk Wargames. We knew each other. I mean, we knew each other through trade shows and such. Absolutely amazing guys. So it was like really like a hammer when I heard about them shutting down the business and closing the doors and selling everything to TT Combat. I know I found it out at the Essenspiel. It was like 5 years ago, and I couldn't, I couldn't shake it off for a few days. It was shocking, absolutely shocking. I wasn't aware it was that bad behind the closed doors, behind the day gates, yeah. But Drop Fleet Commander was a great game. I still got my pledge somewhere. By the way, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, I found Warcry, a fun game that is easy to get on non-wargamers to figure it out. Yeah, it's an entry point for wargaming. That's true. So the caves itself, as you may know, we continues to sculpt. This looks complicated. I don't know how we're gonna make this one in plastic, but the team already figured it out, so looks really extremely complicated. It's gonna be quite fun piece of element. You can see here scale of that. Let me just get this one out. Sword trap. There is a sword trap, a small, funny, not funny, but small piece, which we did this week. We have this one, I like the ballista. I really like it. That was the concept, and that's the final one. It looks good though. And here we have a scale, so it's gonna be around about 35mm element. So yeah, that's what I really like. Levers, floor, and wall one, and that also been scoped. So here we have. Here you have dimensions. Basically, you can see dimensions for each of them. So DNL wouldn't be DNL with those things, by the way. What else for the caves? Iron handle, small funny thing piece, and then trap. I think we have the trap. That's the final sculpt. It's gonna be one piece, by the way. So this is one piece element, and that's roughly scale. Roughly, I said because I cut the picture here. Scale to the 28mm, well, 28 scale millimeter model. Yeah, it's actually quite large. yeah, quite large. So, but one piece, which is very important to actually have it. Okay. Now, from the caves itself, just quickly to mention that a gate will open on June 25th. This is where we're trying to. This is where the pledge manager will be opening. Before that, don't get crazy. Before that will be the before that we will have the survey, and you will be able to tell us what exactly you want additionally in the pledge manager, right? The X-Wing introduced me to it. Now I can't focus without it. At Wargaming, right? The X-Wing was I think it was a phenomenon. I haven't the amount of people who played in our small hometown here in Piła was staggering. It was a huge number. I think it was 40 players at some point for the X-Wing. Great plug and play game. And great, really like basic entry thing into Wargaming, which is great because they conversed a good amount of people into the hobby, miniatures hobby. So I think I've seen stats somewhere around about 15%, 15% of people who joined through X-Wing actually moved into and stayed within the hobby. So once you discover it, and then once you, the X-Wing was, it was amazing. Fortunately, it's dead in the water now. I don't know how in your places, but where we live is dead in the water, and I really love it. I really love the gambling aspect of X-Wing. The gambling per se is, I think they managed to, in the rules, to in the rules design that bit which triggers the same part of your brain whenever you gamble. I mean, I'm not gamble at all. Don't get me wrong. This is the thing. But when you play X-Wing, you got this feel of a little bit of stress because you have to select your dial. You have to select things on your dial, how your ships will fly and which direction. And then enemy is doing exactly the same, and it's a hidden move. It's a hidden selection. So you kind of have to think what's the other player will try to do, and kind of you have to gamble little bit because if the play goes right or left, I mean, for those of you who play, you know exactly. So I always had this little bit of stress about how he's gonna move and when he's gonna move, and how I have to select. I need to counter this and to make sure that I'm gonna be able to make my attacks, or otherwise I'm gonna lose a turn, and blah blah blah. So it was actually extremely engaging, which I absolutely love it. And we did try to replicate the same feeling, and I think we did to some degree with a He-Man. In a He-Man, you have a hidden card selection for initiative. So you have to look at the table and think whether the player wants to go first or wants to go second. And based on that one, you have to play your card. Obviously, if we both want to go first, we will play the higher initiative. But sometimes the player might be tricky because he wants to use more resources. And he wants to go second and have more resources on the card because he will see, other tactical solutions. So whenever I played the Battleground, I had exactly the same feeling as in X-Wing. So yeah. Then the Asmodee gave it to AMG, who didn't want it. It smashed X-Wing. I think I was following the X-Wing. I think there was other problem with X-Wing that it dies off. They did announce second edition, and they did announce that they're gonna be delivering second edition within 8 months, and never happened. It was actually 18 months or something like that. And then the idea of selling off ships and everything else, extremely cheap. I mean, I remember the huge queues at Essen. People were buying for $5 ships. Was a huge mistake, my personal opinion. And then totally lack of releases of the product because they were waiting for second edition, and nobody wants to buy anything because, you know, I don't know what's their second edition. Do I have to throw away what I just got it, or why would I buy these new ships with the old cards, which they became, you know, obsolete literally in just a couple of months' time? That was a huge mistake. They should follow what the GW did for years. GW new releases people knew because there was some rumors flying around, but GW usually pull out the pre-orders about a month before release, and the new is actually in production and is going to be available in the next month. So just to build up the hype, not to get people hype out and then wait for them, and then this will run out in 3 months time or 6 months time, you know, and everybody's gonna scratch their heads, where is it, where's the new stuff? So that's what they did wrong, I think, and that's one of the reasons why it dies off. Atomic Mass Game, I think Asmodee needed to give it to Atomic Mass Game. Atomic Mass Game is owned by the Asmodee, by the way, and you know, there was plenty of rumors flying around the reason why the Atomic Mass Game was created initially, and one of the rumor, obviously I repeat myself, rumor is that the Asmodee as a company itself wanted to be sold, so they were kind of doing that. So they put those things which brings the most revenue, or rather the more profitable, into some other company, which was the Atomic Mass Game, and then if any sale of Asmodee happened, Atomic Mass Game wouldn't be part of it. It would be as a standalone, a separate company. And yeah, that was the one of the rumor why Atomic Mass Game even was incorporated in the first place. Master of Orion. Master of Orion, he's here. As I mentioned, I played the game today. I really enjoyed it. I still think there's a small things. By the way, before we move to that, I just want to show you this. That's caves, by the way, and this is Belly of the Beast, one of the two sprues, by the way. I got one, the second one. I just wanted to show you the level of detail we promise, and we will deliver exactly what you had. Now, 1 second. Let's move it. I really want to paint. I really want to paint this one myself green. I can make it like a Nurgle. I don't know why. I mean, it meant to be. Yeah, I can make like an internal of the stomach of the massive beast, and then we have flowers. Yeah, so this is not the final color of plastic, by the way. This is only the samples which they did for me today. We still gonna be selecting the final color, and obviously we're gonna be showing you pre-painted ones once we have it. Once we have it, this means I don't know when. I think should be a month time, something like that. There's no huge rush. Oh, definitely before anything like Pledge Manager. We should have it before the Pledge Manager, so yeah. Okay, so that was that. So what's there to show you is the Master of Orion. I think the Martin is doing great on arts. I played the game today. I think small things are still needed tweaking, in my personal opinion. I mean, that's what I feel. I might be wrong, but it's shaping up really, really good and really, really nicely. That's one thing, and we have a great team of playtesters, by the way. So I just want to show you a few arts. I don't know if you ever played Master of Orion, but if you haven't, the planets, or the kind of, not planets, the galaxies in that game are color coded, and depending on your color, each of the galaxies got different perks, right? So the blue one is for the science, the green one is for the food generation and production, and the orange one is for production perks. So that's what we try to do. Then you have a homeworld, so it's all your planet, your star systems. Thank you. And then we have a yellow, and then we had a water hole, right? So that yellow one is for, I think the yellow one is for anomalies and such. So you may find some different anomalies there. And this is a reverse of your tile. So yeah. But anyway, I did play the game today. Really, really enjoyed it. We finished within 4 hours, which was long, but we needed to go through the rules step by step because the rules change a lot from when I played last time, and for the better, obviously. So I did enjoy it. I did enjoy combat. I did enjoy a faction specific thing. So I'll be able to tell you more in the next few months, I believe, because we are getting more and more product, and not more and more things approved. So we will do like a little bit more videos, and I will do more talk about Master of Orion. But that's my thing. Master of Orion is actually my thing. So I always loved that game, especially Master of Orion 2. And this is one of the IPs I really wanted. Like, really wanted to work with this title, just to have it. Start the date for crowdfunding. We don't know when. We roughly, I think we roughly put on for the last quarter of this year. So somewhere November, December. I think November is the date. And I think November will be the better date because it's gonna be after the Essen. So if you add Essen, we're gonna be able to. We have to have this one on Essen, on the tables, for people to test it, to play it, to try it. There's no better way to go out there with your game than Essen, by the way. So it's tons of people coming in, and yeah, they will give you feedbacks right away about the game. So that's the goal. And then after Essen, we plan to run a campaign. So yeah, end of the year. I hope we're gonna be ready. By the way, some things which we do at the moment, we sculpt ships, and the ships will be one of the options for on a crowdfunding will be to buy ships pre-painted using a Prismacast. So something which hasn't been done yet. I don't believe you will find a board game with a pre-painted ships. So we want to be a little bit over the top with this one, and push the boundaries slightly, and offer something like that. And Prismacast allows to do a lot of good quality product. So yeah, that would be something which I'm very, very interested in. Okay, apparently it's been 1 hour and 24 minutes already. I'm losing battery now. Yeah, I will have to. If you have spell ships, then yeah, the ships tell me more. Yeah. Yep, Prismacast, it will be great. I think I should have it soon. Can be handled worse than the Batman by Night models. I'm not sure about that. I think this is the, if I recall correctly, there was an issue with quality, right, of the miniatures, because they made the resin miniatures. Okay. Go relax and play a 4 hours game. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna be finishing. I think that's it for today. I'll have more stuff next couple of weeks, obviously, but I want to do snapshot of the campaign. I will have more data to share with you. The campaign, I mean the caves one. So that will be. And thanks again for joining me, and thanks for watching us, and thank you again for your support. Obviously, for those of you who lasted so long, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We don't monetize our videos. We just want to make sure that you stay in touch with us and stay informed with the AMAs we made. Yeah, and I will see you in the 2 weeks time. Take care and bye bye. I will stay for a few seconds more because, as I said, if I push the button finish transmission, it will just cut straight away, and my thank you and goodbye won't be there on the video. I'm just looking for maybe some more questions to answer, but I think we answered most of it, and yeah. Okay, thanks again and bye bye.